When I bring X and we find a healthy. We know how that full up them eyes, you see. And that make them a rival way. Me just wish them could have seen all of the years they been a suffer like that. Me say forever, forever and ever. A secret boy my own, a secret boy my own. From the islands and rivers and mountains surrounding, the love in my heart is resounding. I'm loving Guyana, my country, but a secret boy is forever my own. Remember childhood days, the by the riverside and laugh and play. The black water when I learned to swim back then, still living in my memories. Always try live good with neighbors. From them cry we are for assistance. And when we didn't have much, everybody liked us. That's why we don't believe that. When we see it on the media, yo, them coulda tried claim peace of my land. When me never see none of them when struggle me not go on. Yo, a kind of leader. Fight down poor people for land where them grow up on. Most generous people in the world. From anyone knock we are open windows. But forever, forever and ever, a secret boy is my own. A secret boy is my own, yeah. From the islands and rivers and mountains surrounding, the love in my heart is resounding. I'm loving Guyana, my country, but a secret boy is forever my own. Forever my own. A secret boy is my own. Secret boy is my own. Yeah. So forever, forever, forever. A secret boy is forever my own.
Alex.
Praise no one but him, so why should I? No put faith in a man, just look to the east and here shall I. But faith without work is dead, so man never stop working yet. All those struggle is real, still I hold it out stronger than steel. Dog man milk for this the high firm, hustle every day so paper must earn. No faith in a God, so soon I my turn. When me pray for my way, me not make it wrong turn. Yeah, enough of them want me fall, but him not left my side. So upon Jah my God, now them gonna take my life. And just I don't praise no one but him, so why should I? No put faith in a man, just look to the east and here shall I. But faith without work is dead, so man never stop working yet. All those struggle is real, still I hold the toe stronger than steel. So you better don't try give up, none life is a long road, sometimes you must fall. But that's not the time for you to sit down and fall. When everything else fails, find that Jamaica. No phone, I wish life could have restart. You get the next stripe on a different path, but you feel grateful for anything we you want. Don't get you knock a flow by the mercy of God, yeah, yeah. Just I don't praise no one but him, so why should I? No put faith in a man, just look to the east and here shall I. But faith without work is dead, so man never stop working yet. All those struggle is real, still I hold it down stronger than steel, yeah, yeah. Just I don't praise no man but him, so why should I? Why should I? Yeah, yeah.
Alex.
Just I don't praise no one but him, so why should I? No put faith in a man, just look to the east and hail Shaddai. But faith without work is dead, so me never stop working yet. All those struggle is real, till I hold it out stronger than steel. Dog man milk for this the high firm. Hustle every day so paper must earn. No faith in a God, so soon I my turn. When me pray for my way, me not make it wrong turn. Yeah, enough of them want me fall, but him not left my side. So upon Jah my God, now them gonna take my life. Just I don't praise no one but him, so I should die. No put faith in a man, just look to the east and hail Shaddai. But faith without work is dead, so me never stop working yet. All those struggle is real, still I hold it out stronger than steel. So you better don't try give up, none to life is a long road, sometimes you must fall. But that's not the time for you to sit down and ball. When everything else fails, find that Jamaica. No phone, I wish life could have restart. You get the next stripe on a different path, but you feel grateful for anything we you want. Don't let you knock off flow by the mercy of God, yeah, yeah. Just I don't praise no one but him, so I should die. No put faith in a man, just look to the east and hail Shaddai. But faith without work is dead, so me never stop working yet. All those struggle is real, still I hold it down stronger than steel, yeah, yeah. Just I don't praise no man but him, so I should die. Why should I? Yeah, yeah.
See, we got to make it out. My life then couldn't take mine. Got to watch your head side. Come from the worst, yeah. But me try to live the best life, so me couldn't left mine. No for them just body not the mouth, so me coming like a landslide from the hillside. Looking at the mirror, know me proud. So me got the vision, every man no see it now. So we there up on a meditation, they try to get rid of from me elevation. Watching how they try to put him up on the top. 30-odd people now have the best hand out. But you are walking, and I get trapped in the lies, you don't be talking. Boy, on up and get thanks for the make. The amount of negativity about you is a rage. When me by myself out to the Father, me be paid. Need a little balance for the things that me be facing. Need a little blessings, cause me have been really waiting. So me have to take the skills, cause it's too heavy. Get lost in the lies. Not once but twice, yeah. They don't want us to thrive. So we there up on a meditation. They try to get me down from me elevation. Watching how they try to put him up on the top. 30-odd people now have the best hand out. But you're the walking, and I get trapped in the lies, you don't be talking. Boy, on up and get thanks up for the making. The amount of negativity, the amount of is a raging. Yeah, still I think about the choice. Would you really give your soul to live a better life? So me rather pray to God and watch my blessings multiply. No fear demons, got the Father by my side. Oh, lonely road, oh, Lord, no. Let me give you a little advice. Now everybody dig man vibe. Meditation, try to get rid of from me elevation. Watching how they try to put them up on the top. But the hard people have the best eyes. Oh, watching how they walking, and I get trapped in the lies that don't be talking. The soul line up and get thanks for the making. Cause I'm out of negativity, the about your race. When me by myself out to the Father, me be patient. Need a little balance for the things that me be facing. Need a little blessings, cause me I be really waiting. And me have me really waiting, cause it's too heavy, get lost in the life. Not once but not twice. One is a twice. Why we always stay up on a meditation. Try to get rid of me, up on a mess start. But you know they try to put them on the
with Courdel, don't you know it's gonna be real from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, and what's hot today will keep you wide in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Wake up, the day is bright, time to feel the flow. Turn your dial to Livewire, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today, we'll keep you wired in every way. We'll keep you wired every way, in every way. Livewire, fill in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. So grab your coffee, your tea, or toast. With Courdel Jones, we'll give you the most. Livewire, we'll give you the way. Running to the energy, the beat of the street, the show that connects. It's where people meet. We're wired to your world. We got the news on Livewire. There's nothing to lose.
I'm very happy to say that we begin the Because We Care cash grant, as we had announced earlier, sometime all the way around March. We had said that we would begin the Because We Care cash grant on the 12th of May, and I'm very happy to say that next week on the 12th of May, Monday, we begin in regions 9 and 7, and the following week we begin in region 2 and 5, and every other region will follow thereafter. So I want you to remember what the eligibility criteria is. It is that the child must have been on the register, that the school would have provided that register that was verified a few times by the region, by our central ministry, by officers. And every child will receive $55,000, $50,000 being Because We Care cash grant, and $5,000 for uniform and school supplies. Parents, it's a very easy process. Parents are required to walk with their ID card. ID could be passport, ID card, driver's license. If you don't have any of those, then someone from the community or village, such as a head teacher or tushao, would have to verify that you are the person you say you are and that you are the parent or guardian of this child. If you can't make it to pick up the grant, then you can send an authorization. We are going to be issuing what that should look like. This is an extremely smooth process. You would have to follow very carefully online on all our platforms and the newspapers when your region is going to be served and where each school will be served. This year we have the most locations possible. We try to do every school in the school itself, or in the school's compound at least. We have the full cooperation of the police as well as private security services that would help us with making sure this is all done safely. And so we're looking forward to beginning this grant. I want to re-emphasize, if you don't see your region starting on Monday, I don't want to see conversations such as, oh gosh, when they start in my region, like his only dog is living. I've seen those kinds of things. We are going to get to every single child before the beginning of school, because we're staggering this to be able to do it in an effective way. But there's a schedule, and so you're going to have to take your own responsibility in paying attention to see when it is coming to your region and where your child's grant will be distributed. We've never had problems before, and I don't expect any this year.
So that was the Minister of Education, the Honorable Priya Chan, confirming the dates of the Because We Care cash grant and the school uniform voucher for 2025, the distribution, the beginning of distribution, and also letting persons know this process will be starting in Region 9 and working its way around to the other regions. Morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Livewire with yours truly. Morning to all the persons joining us across the diaspora. Morning to all the persons joining us across the 10 administrative regions of Guyana. And special good morning to those persons joining us in the comment section. Morning to you guys. Thank you guys for being here. As you would see, the numbers on the bottom of the screens this morning. So I will be taking some calls this morning for persons who have some views that they'd like to share. This is the morning for that. However, I'm letting you know, 5 minutes max, right? We don't want to prolong it for too long, and we also want to give other persons an opportunity who might want to share their views on one or topic or the other, right? So again, the numbers on the bottom of the screen, if you're interested in calling in, sharing your views on anything we would have discussed or what we'll be discussing this morning, please do not be afraid to do so. Again, morning to everybody in the comment section. Wasim Nabi, Vishnu Chintaman, Janarine Narendra, Joseph Satar, Carol Ann Marcus, morning to you. Rajendra Singh, Ganesh Bharat, good morning to you. Basunak Mohan, Eunice, morning to you. Morning to Rita, morning to Polly as well. Rahim Amarali, morning to Mohammed Isaf. Dial Sukram, just the other day, I was sitting in the office there and I was going to call you, Dial, and then I get called into a meeting. But I'll give you a buzz. Morning to you. Omar Sharif, morning. Shakila Bridgelal, morning to you. Shakila, again, Minister Prague is looking into that situation there at Kingley, right? So please don't think they forget y'all. Sridat Rabindranath, morning to you. Tulsiram Chetty, morning to you. And Hill Nadi, morning. Derek Trupal, good morning to you. Bibi Kali Chiran, morning to you. Sherwin Siram Solomi, Faisal Ghani, Ormela Gusai, good morning. Alan Khan, Hanuman Prem Kumar, morning to you. Carla Daniels, Sunita Prasad, Savitri Rose, Prasad Pati, Sunita Basdio, good morning to you. Sunita Sokra, a lot of Sunita. Okay, well, one is a Son-nita and one is a Sen-nita. Morning to both of you. Pam, morning to you, and Trevor. Richard Stanislaus, morning to you. Gayatri Baldio. Jane, morning to you. Happy to see you on the program. It's really good to have heard from you the other day. I'll say this much. There are a lot of Guyanese overseas who often contact me when certain things are happening in the country. And they often are a bit worried because some of them have plans to come home for the summer vacation. Some are planning to come for the Christmas. And they're usually worried about Krishnadat Mangar from New York, morning. Yeah, they're usually worried about the unrest that takes place in the country sometimes. And that is why I always say well, not directly to some of them, but some of them indeed directly, to some of these political operatives, especially in the opposition. Y'all don't just create an environment that's not conducive to the investors. You guys continue to scare away Guyanese who would have left but are looking on from the outside and seeing what's going on here. And they're like, okay, now it looks like a good time to come back to Guyana. Then we have some sort of situation that is blown out of proportion. And then persons have those skepticisms again about coming home, what will happen to them if they come home, and all sorts of nonsense. So me, just like you looking at me here, and those who might not look at the program, we're all Guyanese, right? And it's upon us to ensure that we create an environment that is conducive to the economic growth of this country, the economic stability of this country, and just the general well-being of Guyanese at home and abroad. Those foreign investors, persons coming on vacation, whether they're Guyanese or not, we should be endeavoring to create such a welcoming environment. And we do, but then again, we have some situations that if we move 10 steps forward in terms of creating that welcoming environment, one event just take me 15 steps backward. So we lose the progress we made and we retrogress back into the foolishness that caused a lot of Guyanese to run and leave this country back then, right? So when I see persons like Jane on the live, I remember some of the things that she would have said to me. And oftentimes I wish that we as Guyanese would take more care in the image that we put out to the public. No country is perfect, no citizenry is perfect, but I feel like we could do a lot better, in terms of how we handle situations. And I think we have matured a lot from where we used to be, but there's still a long road ahead of us to get to a certain point, right? Philip Diabru, morning to you. Cecil Ramprasad, good morning. Richard Stanislaus, Lloyd Lal, morning to you. Tracy Martindale joining us from Bartaker, morning to you and all the Martindales. Diana and John, morning. Jasoda Sargent, Sunita Desmond, morning to you. Arnold Hanuman, morning to you. Mike Bisram, morning to you and the family. Please say morning to your lovely wife. Jamila Kayu, morning to you. Mazo Inshan, good morning. Carla Thomas, morning to you. Rena Lux, morning to you as well, joining us from New York City. Corinne DeClue, morning, everybody. Deshaun Abrams, morning to you and the family. Why my voice cracking? Fong Roger, morning to you. Morning, everybody. I'm done with the greetings because my voice already going. I know Robert Ramp, Kay Watson, Norinda Sharma, morning. Anybody I miss, morning to you. Thank you for being here. Like I said, this morning, I want to hear from you guys on any topic that you wish, right? But before I get into that, or not before, you can call at any time. I noticed a video after I ended the live yesterday, and I couldn't let it go. I did say yesterday I was done with this situation in relation to the young girl until there is a final definitive decision by the courts or whoever on what we going with, right? I don't know. It's a little too much for me to deal with. The last incident we spoke about yesterday was this nursing assistant. Morning to MPP Moan Williams and all the residents of Parima. Morning to you guys. Anyway, so we know that the nursing assistant, no, not the apostle. I didn't even see the apostle. Richard, if the apostle call my name, put the link in the comments, then let me go and check. I don't follow up these people. So it's a video by David Hinds, right? And I continue to tell y'all, they have some Guyanese that they don't care if Guyana implodes on itself. They don't care about the image of this country. They don't care about the cohesiveness of the ethnicities within this country. Anything that can sow seeds of division, anything that will pull the people apart, because let's be frank, the situation here, especially with this young case, you have an Indian business owner and a mixed race family. Most persons would associate them with being connected to the Afro-Guyanese race more than whatever else they're mixed up with, right? So this is now Indians versus Africans. And it has moved away from justice for Adriana, right? Now, could you believe that a political leader of a party, it don't matter if the party only got 5 persons, he's the leader of the party, the political leader of a 5-man party, can take to a social media platform, whether or seriously, and say something like this.
1,000 more nursing assistants to put some voice note online. Whether they're lying or tell the truth is not my business. I want 1,000 more of those voice notes online.
Now, could you imagine this guy, if the WPA, call it good morning.
Good morning. I don't want to thing here for, but what I see, a private pool. This girl died in a private pool. What it have to do with the government?
Same question I'm asking, brother.
All right. What I'm saying now, Linden, they had a strong in Linden yesterday. I see this big hoorah and this big hoorah with drunk in a private pool again.
Yeah.
And this is in a black area.
Right.
This is in an apno area. So maybe it's a girl go in a pool. The grandmother don't know where she is. The people can't give a conk where she is. The grandmother don't know where. All they speculating. They speculating something. She went here, she got there. Nobody know where she is, and they blaming the government. If I was here for I wouldn't even go to the mother. But do what? You have to send Roopson Ben or the commissioner of the police. I don't go there.
I understand.
Because the woman was very disrespectful to the president. She was very disrespectful. All right, that's my take.
Thank you. No, what the caller just said resonates with me. Right? It resonates with me. And I've had an opinion for some time, but I have held back on sharing it because it might not be the popular opinion. And sometimes I like stress, but not all the time, especially stress with this case here. Let me deal with my own problems. I got them, but let's be real, people, before we come back to David Hinds. And this is something that has been eating at me inside, because when I don't get to say what I want, it is eating at me from the inside until I actually say it. That's why me and a lot of people don't be friends so long. I can't hold it how I feel, or I can't hide how I feel on my face. If I like something, I don't like it. "20 persons, or I should say 19 persons, went on this outing along with the young lady who lost her life. 19 persons. Family members and friends. Please, y'all don't attack me. I'm just reasoning with you. Let me be reasonable. 19 persons along with this young lady went on this trip. And none of them at any point can account for where this young lady disappeared to. Me knowing females, not the family, not the young lady, females in general, right? Going to the bathroom is something that is usually done in pairs. Small, medium, teenagers, big women. Usually if they're going to the bathroom, they go in pairs. If women are going to the creek or they're going at a pool to change, is more than one female, they usually go together to do that. At any point, the family can take some sort of responsibility. I ain't saying whoever they do shouldn't be responsible. They shouldn't go to jail. I'm not saying that. If it is proven that there was foul play, somebody at the hotel do something, somehow whoever involved, all those persons should face the death penalty. I am saying that to you now. Anybody who has done anything to this young lady in terms of playing a part in her losing her life should, especially if it's not natural, it's an accident in terms of her actually drowning. If there was something else that happened, all the person should face the death penalty, every single one. But my point is, 19 persons, family members, and I'm thinking friends. I'm assuming, because it says family, was 20 members of the family went up. When does the family take some sort of responsibility in terms of, geez, when I understand the grandmother may have been up in age, but they had to have, fine, they got 18 other persons there. 18 other persons there. No, but so what everybody been doing so that nobody paying attention to this child that they care about so much. And please, I hope this ain't come over. What was everybody doing? She didn't have a favorite cousin there, somebody who she's always hang out with, or this girl just woof and gone. And again, it's a possibility that she woof and gone. But I told y'all I have a cousin that I care for deeply. Right? Carl, just the person hang up. I told y'all I have a cousin that I care for deeply. I don't know what I would do if my cousin was to lose her life. Right? I don't know what I would do. I'm going to call you back in a second. Hold on. But you think I could have picked up my cousin from her mother's house, carry she out, and then come back and tell her mother, I don't know where she gone, she just disappeared after I collect her safely from she mother, and her mother entrusts me as the adult to look over this child? You think my cousin, her mother, would sling me? I'm telling you that. She would sling me whilst holding other people accountable for not letting you search, for wrong information and all of that. I would have been in depression too. You understand? Carla, good morning.
Hi, morning, Mr. Jones.
Morning.
It's just about I saw a little interview with the grandmother, the aunt, and the mother of the child, and the girl was questioning them about the whole story, how it started from the left home to come to this hotel. Now, at one point of time, that the woman who interviewing them asked if she said the grandmother said Adriana was standing on the step right back with her hands, open up. Now, the lady actually, the two of the children, kids went for food. The grandmother was sharing food, and Adriana wasn't in the pool with her slippers. They had her slippers. While she giving the food, and she turned back, and she tell one of the kids to call Adriana. Adriana wasn't there. Now, if Adriana come out from the pool, unknowingly to them, at least she would have picked up her slipper, put on her slipper, go wherever she want to go, right? There's one point. Now, another thing. 20 of them went out to the outing. They had people around. In the pool, out of the pool. The grandmother was right next to the pool. Nobody see this girl. This girl just disappeared just like that. Nobody see she come out. Nobody. Huh? There is not real. Somebody have to see something. All right?
Yeah.
I give the police a little blame for this guy, the assistant commissioner Manuel.
Yeah.
I think he should get blamed. He should be charged, according to what he said. That's all. Thank you.
Thanks for calling. I do agree with the caller there in some aspects. I don't agree, however, that if she came out the pool, she had to put on her slippers. I've been to pools where I go to the pool edge with my slipper, go in, come out, climb out at a different part of the pool, go jump back in. Not necessarily that the person would definitely put on the slipper. But the other points you made, I do believe they're valid. Anyway, again, I'm saying that with the whole team that was there, when do the adults who took custody of this child, just now, Andrew, took custody of this child, take responsibility, right? I mean, to send out a grandmother, okay, fine. Let's say the grandmother was the only adult there. And that's what I'm thinking too. The grandmother is up in age. You can send 19 grandchildren with this one lady to a pool that say no lifeguard. Carla, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jones. I have a couple of issues with this whole young lady situation. And it's very disturbing. I am also questioning the death of this young lady there is no rhyme or reason behind it. The autopsy report says, which I'm a little suspect on, says there is no indication of sexual assault, correct?
Right.
If there's no issue, then why was this young lady killed? Why was this young lady killed? And you know what? I don't put it past the family, a family member. I don't put it past hotel staff, because nothing about this thing makes sense. Nothing about this actual situation makes sense. And for me, things got to make sense. The parents, the guardian, and you're absolutely correct in saying kids always most likely run in pairs.
Yeah.
Kids most likely run in pairs. And for nobody, I think, and the fact that the looters burnt down, destroyed the hotel, destroyed any chance of justice this young lady could have had. because all the evidence is now destroyed. There is no valuable information that can be get from that. And a hotel that caters to international guests, all their video surveillance are broken or not working is a problem. I think they're trying to cover up something. They're trying to cover their asses.
I agree with you. And that is why I said yesterday, this thing got so many facets that it is literally draining. Because where was the family? Why you got no video? Why the police in search? Why we get a false police report? It's like so many things. It's, oh, Jesus.
And I saw some, with that, I guess there was another drowning in Linden yesterday or day before yesterday.
Yeah.
I watched that video, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm watching that video, and the guy drowned and sank to the bottom.
Yeah.
He didn't float. And as far as I understand, drowned victims don't float unless they're for a significant period of time.
Yeah.
That's when they float up.
Right.
They just don't float up within a day or two. I watched that video. I'm like, this is a clear indication that child was thrown into that pool, that drowned victims sink. They don't float. Their buoyancy, there's no buoyancy, so they're not floating. They're not floating. They're not absolutely not floating. And so I don't even know at this juncture in time if there could be any justice for this young lady or this young lady's family, because all the evidence has been destroyed. All the evidence has been destroyed. And I just wanted to give that comment. Thank you.
Thanks for calling. I saw somebody.
Morning, Courdel.
Hi, calling you back.
I was trying to find out. I was trying to call you many days since I was in Guyana.
Oh.
With a problem with two police from Breeding Hoop.
Okay. What's the problem?
But I want to call you when you're not online.
All right. Well, call me at around 10:30. I have another recording after this show, so I can't talk to you directly after the show, but call me at around 10:30.
If you remember, dear call you and I tell you I'm right in front of your house in Magdum because I'm from Magdum.
Not too clearly, but I'm getting some other calls. Let's talk after the show.
All right, thanks.
Good. Carl, good morning.
Bless, good morning to you, Courdel, and listeners of Livewire. I'm looking at your program, and yes, this situation of Adriana Young continues to grip the nation and touch everyone's heart. And once again, for the umpteenth time, I would like to say condolences to the father and mother and relatives of Adriana Young. Courdel, I continue to say that there are more questions than answers.
Yeah.
Your last caller spoke of the drowning in Linden here, where I went and viewed it for myself yesterday.
Yeah.
And the victim's body sank to the bottom of the pool, while Adriana, within a 14-hour period, floated. There were so many videos, particularly the one that critics did, and I would like to see that video footage being analyzed by, if it's somebody of this science people, man, that send off these rockets, NASA or whoever, because I'm sure that they have technology enough which can look at that video and see beyond what we can see.
Right.
Right. But it's an entirely matter. It's a matter entirely for people who are really interested in justice. And the more deeper you go into this case, the more, because it is so politically developed right now, the more you go into it, the more you can find yourself as a political figure in conflict.
Yeah.
And it's not good. It's not good because to me, as a father of children, I don't care about the politics when it comes to the justice. I just want the truth when it comes to this child death. I ain't care about no politics, nothing at all.
Yeah.
I want the truth. I don't know. We don't have the answers. And every single day, narratives are being spun and spin and spin. And you get a clear case where the politicians are using this child death to their advantage. And I don't know where it will end, but I am hoping beyond hope that it turns out best for Guyana, because we don't want this thing occurring again. We cannot afford for this. It should have never happened in the first place. But like you rightly said just now, a grandmother went out. You don't know whether she was the only adult. I don't believe that she was the only adult with 19 small children around her. And how old was the eldest child? And how old was the youngest child?
Yeah.
A child, again, you would have said it, and I would have mentioned it before, that children hunt in pairs. Not only in pairs, sometimes in quads, 4 or 5 them.
She must have a favorite cousin or somebody who she hanging out with.
Yes, and they just don't leave each other like that. How is it possible that this child went to collect an armband, she alone, and never returned? And if she went to the pool for the first time, where to go for this armband?
But how she's so confident to go on her own?
Exactly. She would have hesitated. She would have said, somebody come with me.
Right.
It is natural. It is natural. Come with me. Let's go for this band. Let's where we go. Man, me going alone. It's natural.
But Carla, I want to add before I let you continue. These bands had to be paid for.
Yes.
Right? So that means an adult would most likely be doing that when they go into the facility. All right, is 18 or 19 little children. We need 19 bands. Why she had to go for her separately? Where were the other how and when did the other persons get their bands? And why she didn't get at that time?
Did the other children even get bands? You know? It's so much question more than answers. I would like to see polygraph tests done on the grandmother and all of the children that are around, on the owner for the hotel, on the police. We need to get to the bottom of this. I am saying this because I wouldn't have rest if it was my child.
Yeah.
I want the answers. And when you see the parents are confused as to whether or not to bury the body, allow for the investigations, you have to empathize with them. This is something that is heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
And you know, it's because of the politics, you know, you can't really. Oh my goodness. Anyhow, we just hope that things work out for the best interest of all that are involved. I don't believe any Guyanese have any ill intention. I know the politicians have their agenda. But inside of those very politicians, I know they get people who genuinely concerned about this whole situation. It's just not sitting well with me, and I don't believe it's sitting well with a lot of people.
Yeah.
This thing has touched not only Guyana and every community in Guyana. This thing has reached wide and far. Wide and far. People from all walks. But I'm not seeing any foreign government being engaged. I don't know if it reached them as yet, but it's their ordinary people voicing their concern, their opinions. We haven't had like the US ambassador and the Canadian British High Commission. I've not seen a real engagement. I've seen statements from the US ambassador as it relates to the looting and that kind of thing. But when it comes to like what do we do to say, well, yes, we are involved and we are interested in justice for Adriana, I haven't seen a real commitment from the international community.
Yeah.
I think we should start looking in some kind of direction. It is too bothering to me. It's too bothering to me. I don't know. I don't know where we're going.
What are your thoughts on the tying in the persons trying to link the drowning in Linden to the drowning in Region 3?
I think it is sad. Because I'm gonna tell you something about the drowning in Linden. I was at the pool probably a few days before that drowning happened in Linden.
Yeah.
With Nigel London trying to simulate and doing all kind of tests with a key to see whether you can see beneath the water at a certain depth and this and that. Unfortunately, the very man that drowned was the person who gave us the permission to do this here, right? It happened, and he himself was saying, "Man, this thing's serious. We gotta get to the bottom of this thing." Yes. Anyhow, a few days later, from CCTV footage show that there was actually no foul play. The man jumped into the pool himself, had a swim, this, that, and just went down.
Yeah, but I was saying yesterday, look, he probably catch cramp or something, but he was close to the edge. How he can pull himself out?
Well, let me tell you something about catching cramp. Probably 2 weeks ago, I sat on my program and I said I was at the Archidoc in Annandale. Probably I was 13 or 14 years old, and I jumped into the Archidoc. I've been on tease the cane from the cane field, then as a little boy.
Yeah.
So when I come out with my cane, I rest my cane down and I jump in the Archidoc, and I immediately got cramp, and I went down. I don't know if I'm accurate in saying I spent 2 to 3 minutes under the water, or if the cramp went away faster, but I was submerged for a period of time, and I could hear every single thing everybody talking at the top of the water, but I am beneath. And guess what? Nobody realized that I'm under the water. You understand? And it was a good crowd, more than 15 people, and I down under the water. And suddenly I feel like I can move my arms and so, and I slowly went back to the top of the water. I could have drowned then if that cramp hadn't left my body at the time when it did. I could have drowned. So perhaps the man had a cramp, perhaps the man was intoxicated, and only the autopsies will allow us to know what truly went on with him.
Yeah.
Understand? As it relates to autopsies, Adriana Young had 3 of the best autopsies in the world, according to what was one from Mount Sinai, one from Delaware, and one from Barbados, working out of the Attorney General office in Barbados. And that situation resulted in people saying that these men take pay off and pay out and all manner of things. Guyana is a strange society.
Yeah.
And because of that, I don't know what the autopsy would say about this guy's drowning, but I hope good sense prevail, and to link the drowning in Linden to the drowning or whatever. Well, the autopsy says drowning. In Tushin, it is absurd. Absurd. I don't know. We got a long way to go. we are a developing country with a lot to offer. A lot is at stake. A lot is on the table. And when we do things like what we're doing, it's tarnishing our image, not putting us in any good light, you know. And we gotta come out of this. We gotta come out of this, and we gotta come out of this victorious. This child's death, Adriana's death, must not go without leaving an indelible mark. There must be changes to legislation, legislative changes. The police, the reckless behavior of the police, the reckless statements of the police.
Yeah.
The vice president on one press conference said, we want to see the video evidence that this child would have left the hotel and torn up there the next day in the pool.
Yeah.
And the police then realized, hey, we in problem here. Let me make a statement. Oh, we reported falsely that she left. Where are the consequences of those actions?
Yeah, yeah.
Where are the consequences? You just can't admit that you make a false report and then it's okay. Yes, you're sent on administrative leave. No, you gotta be charged. Those are the actions need to be taken. You know, not only your administrative leave, you should be fired right away.
No, but Carla, let me get a little technical here. And I am not condoning any action by the commander. But the commander don't go and check the camera. He's go based on reports from his subordinates. So your subordinates would have had to be misleading you all the way up the chain. So if indeed somebody saw a car and a person looking like this young lady, still show me the video that caused you to mislead people.
Right. Well,
you understand? Because if there's no video that we could have said, okay, the person looking at the video see or they see the wrong thing, then somebody completely fabricated that story if there is no video. So show us the video that confused whoever.
And there is where I'm saying that the commander is complicit because he's the one who made the announcement that this child left in a ram. They said he was on his phone and he was talking to the people. This is what happened. And if you did that, what were you looking at?
Exactly. You should have seen it. You should have requested before you talk to the people. You should have said, well, I see.
And if there was nothing that you're looking at, then you need to be brought accountable. You need to be held accountable.
I agree with you, Carla. Thank you for coming through this morning. I want to get some of the other callers, see some other people that call in there just now. Again, this situation here, I don't know more to say about it.
Yeah, and you know the thing is, right, Courdel, I am PPP member, and with all that is taking place, the finger that is being pointed back at the PPP as a member, I hate it. I don't like it at all. And that is why I seek clarity. Right. Because one thing I want is for my party name to be cleared because we have an election to face. And I mean, it just has to happen the right way.
I agree with
Anyhow, like you said, other callers need to call in, and I'd like to thank you very much for entertaining me. But we have to stay on this. You do have a blessed morning.
Same to you, brother.
And all the callers, have a good morning too. Diana Castor Race.
Bless, brother. Thank you for coming through. I completely agree with that call, dear. Just a second. We gaffing this morning. We gaffing. All right, well, I guess the person you want to talk no more. me see. Try 3 coming in there. But yeah, we're discussing the situation. We're discussing the situation. Actually, we're discussing David Hinds and the foolishness, right? And we get a little side.
Your call is being forwarded to a voicemail.
Let me try this last person here. See if they answer.
Hi, morning, Courdel.
Hi, morning. I saw your missed call. You're live on the show.
Yes. Here, this is my take. I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury. I'm not a graduate. Right?
Got you.
3 autopsy came into the country and verified that this child died from drowning. My take on this case here, she didn't die drunk in that pool. So the question is, who put her in the pool? Where she drowned? Those are the 2 people I think the police should question. Who put her in the pool and where she drowned?
I think that's what they're investigating too, because indeed, if you look at the drowning from yesterday, Akani who was outside, like standing away off, but not Akani. I saw another video. You look into the pool, you could clearly see the person at the bottom there. You understand?
Good.
Double day pool wasn't no big dirty pool that you can see to the bottom. So something is weird. Something is indeed
Somebody
weird.
dragged that child and put her there. That is one. And where she was drowned. Right? And I'm going to tell you something. This thing might look real stupid. It might sound stupid. Right? I had some chicken foot in the freezer. Right? When I'm ready to use the fresh chicken foot I buy, and I put it in top of the freezer. When I want to use it in the morning, I bring it down at the bottom.
Right.
Right? And I know it would have been getting softer when it come down.
Right.
The next morning, when I observed that chicken foot, it was just claddy, whitey, and the blood then stuck to the end of the nails. It get discolored. Here, you see Adriana's skin. Within hours, that child couldn't got that skin. That child was placed into a freezer.
But I wouldn't be able to comment on the process and the timing. But if that's your opinion, okay, you know, I don't know what to tell you, honestly, really and truly. Because persons have said to me the freezer theory as well.
Right? This thing really look fishy. It really. And I'm glad if FBI could come in and investigate. It plenty we feel that we're innocent, we're going to get hold.
Yeah.
I want the FBI come in. They're calling for FBI. Thank you.
Hopefully they come. Thanks for sharing with us today, Carla.
Yes.
So I'm glad that we had a good amount of persons sharing their views on this topic, so that we at least persons understand honestly, I don't know what to say about this situation. I know this guy is an idiot.
1,000 more.
Complete idiot. Calling from... Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Courdel. How are you?
Not too bad.
And to the viewers and everybody. The name is Eddie. A few, 1 second of your time.
Sure. Go ahead.
I think the FBI and the Scotland Yard have to go down to Guyana, because this story have many, many different corners that we need to trash out.
Yeah.
It's to have to investigate deeply, because this story could twist. Number one, every single person for the family have to be interviewed. The grandmother have 4 different scenarios, and we gotta find out why.
Sir,
and then the rest.
Sir, I'm sorry to cut you, but I completely agree. Who is talking to the persons who were there, like getting that information? Is that being done to verify their story? Continue, sir. Thank you for bringing that out.
Who is nobody is interviewing the grandmother and everyone. According to out there, 9 adults and 10 children will become 19. Why did she have to leave the hotel to go and look for outside help when they have 9 adults there?
Yeah.
Sensible and caring grandparents would turn up the hotel without going to look for help or use her phone.
Yeah.
She
Even literally outside since it happened. I wasn't even in the building.
Maybe she went to tell somebody the job was done. Maybe she went and said, okay, collect my money and the job is done. Maybe a whole bunch of stuff. Why she is not being investigated and questioned, and she have 4 different scenarios. Money to give for buy ban. The child went and used the bathroom. The child went to buy something to drink, and the child was at the pool.
Yeah.
At the last time she saw the child. And then you got to look at the father. Maybe he's an actor. Why was he at so deep with the Muhammad? Why would there's a scenario going around now that he was one of the skegs or whatever y'all call it? Scrapes, right? When they went to seize his vehicle, he was one of the scrapes that was there too. So that's not a problem. Then the police asked him also if the child have a phone. Why they're not interviewing everybody? And you gotta start looking into people bank accounts from today and the spending power from today. If you're broke and you're going to spend lavishly, you're involved.
And I hope they get this sorted. Thanks for calling and sharing with us, though.
Well, you have a fantastic rest of the day, Courdel, and the rest of our listeners.
Thank you for coming through. You too, sir.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Please turn on the whatever you're looking at us on in the background so we don't get the feedback.
Yeah, Courdel.
Morning.
All right,
Go ahead.
Morning. I don't have an opinion on Adriana Young's case anymore. Like many Guyanese, I feel like I'm over it. What it turned into, it I don't know. I'm just over that. But why I was calling this morning to talk about this madman?
Yeah.
Why isn't he being charged for public mischief?
I don't even know if David Hinds in Guyana to get charged. He may be out of the country currently.
This dude needs to be in a mental institution.
I agree.
There is something gravely wrong with David Hinds. And you know what is funny? What is funny is these people want to run a whole country.
Yeah.
These people want to run a whole country and behaving like idiots. He is behaving like the king of the scrapes.
Yep.
On his show. Something is definitely wrong with him. You know what I mean? It's a sad situation. I mean, what happened to that child is sad. But right now I feel like I'm at a point where, because of all of the occurrences,
right, everything
that happened as a result of people just wanting to be bad people, it took the sympathy, it took all the care, everything away. I don't want to sound like a bad person. I'm trying very, very hard to guard my words.
I
but
know what you're saying.
That is just how I feel, you know? That's just how I feel. Right? So that's all I wanted to say. You got to talk to Minister Vidier or somebody, and whenever that guy is in Guyana, let me try and get him in some mental health. He needs it.
Completely agree with you. Thanks for coming through this morning.
Absolutely, Courdel.
So this is the last call we'll take this morning before we close off. If the answer, I don't know. Hi, callers. You're live on Livewire. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Courdel.
Good morning.
My take on this Adriana story, I like the article. Like, I move away from that because the story now is not about grieving or justice. No more. It gone straight into politics.
Right.
And I want to say, for me, I think from the inception, I'm saying the grandmother is the first one that neglect this little girl, right? And two, you could tell me 19 person was in this group and nobody couldn't see when Adriana come out of the pool.
Yeah.
You know? Next, who light the building? Right? Third, I want to say Mr. David Hinds, he are the only guy could talk and trash anybody on social media and nothing don't happen to he or nobody don't see it is wrong. That's my take on it. Thank you.
Thank you. I would say nobody sees it as wrong, but he has been escaping repercussions for these wild statements this man making by not even Facebook banning this banner. Not even Facebook. What Mark Zuckerberg doing by? How this guy could say certain things on these platforms that people look the other day. It's what? I shared a video. Actually, Livewire News shared a video. One was of a guy of Indian descent running from the police outside a Rumville police station. And this man wiggle out all he clothes, everything, and run from the police. Carl, good morning. Hello. Put the hang on. Oh, me not so. Carl, good morning.
Courdel, why the American? I would ask the American ambassador to investigate this same guy who you call David Hinds. Or send it back or post it back. No, that's what I'm saying. This man inciting. This man inciting in the country and people got their mouth shut. He not here alone. He and they got some others over there inciting. They're in America, the white man country, enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
And I know Donald Trump don't make joke, you know. I know Donald Trump don't make joke. Send him back.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Thank you, brother. So I did telling you about just now. Anyway, look. Oh, Lord. Jeez. Somebody need to put a muzzle on David Hinds. Or he needs to take a little more care in what he dealing with. Right? Honest to God. You know, I look at a lot of documentaries, right? And sometimes when these investigative bodies overseas, FBI and Scotland Yard and Homeland Security, they do these thorough investigations. And sometimes, I'm not saying that's the case here. Sometimes when you get to the bottom of everything, it's like some of these callers saying the culprit closer to the victim than you actually think. I'm not saying that that's the case here, but indeed we may need some foreign help so that we could get to the bottom of this thing and lay everything to rest. Right? And lay everything to rest. But I say it to you, I say this to you before I go. I don't think I don't even know how to put it to you guys. If what would give people the feeling of justice? What outcome, what verdict would give people the sense of justice so we could move forward? Guys, I'm going to see you guys here tomorrow. Same time, same place. Gotta get out of here now. Y'all be good Guyanese. Thank you for all the persons who took the time to call into the program this morning and share their views. Much, much appreciated. Please be safe on the roadways out there. If you're driving, riding, bus drivers, taxi drivers, please consider those persons you're transporting. Right? And as I usually say before I go, it's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about what I am.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere, make no mistake. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass.
We love the open county of the Rupununi and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it. We have that right.